we are finally back with a video, right? Goku versus Yhwach. And I know, bro, listen, I know, all right? We know, we have an understanding that Yhwach is a different type of animal. He's physically not imposing, physically not, I'm not gonna say he's not strong, but he's like, to a scale, to me, he's not that, like, physically strong, no. But his powers is something ridiculous. If you read the manga for Bleach, he's a problem. And again, I'ma always say this. Based off the situation, if you put character A inside that situation, how would they fare against him? Being that Goku is entirely a lot faster, a lot stronger, a lot more durable than... Bro, this is bothering me. What the fuck? Why are you here? Like, Goku is all those things. How would he fare against somebody like a Yhwach, who has hockey observation on steroids? I'm not saying that he does, but he has something like that on steroids. He could see multiple futures at once when he, like, combines with the Soul King or something like that. I don't remember. But you know what I'm talking about. You know why I'm here. You know why I'm here. I'm here because Goku's here. I'm going to be here. When you see Goku, you're going to think of me. Facts. Anyway, if this is your first time on this channel, join the crew. Join the squad. Join the mob. Feel me? Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. There's a lot of you guys who aren't subscribed to me, but you should be. Alright? So, let's check it out.
So, it's been about a month since I uploaded my last Goku versus someone video. With my last video being Goku versus Kratos. A lot of people who watched that video completely disregarded anything I said and simply said, "You're wrong," with no rebuttal.
Bro. Yo, Toaster. I be trying to figure out, like, on my channel, my people, they have, like, they be writing whole paragraphs, writing whole Bible verses, writing whole books in my comment section about why Kratos beats Goku. I looked at your comment section, bro. You right. They like, Kratos badass, Kratos destroys, Kratos, like, bro, what the, how old are y'all, bro? Like, how old are y'all? How old are you guys? Come on.
So, what better way to come back to Dragon Ball Crossverse than to do Goku versus Yhwach? And this is a topic that I didn't know was as contentious as it really is, and it's something that I've been reading quite a bit on my community tab in my Discord, and it seems like every time I do mention it, it gets pretty toxic, pretty annoying.
Bro, that shit is entirely toxic. It's so damn toxic. It's so toxic.
To the point where there are literal posts on the internet talking about how I'm apparently scared to do this topic. So naturally, for the views and for the content, I am here doing Goku versus Yhwach. I know this video will most likely attract several Bleach fans and Goku fans, and of course there's only so many people I can actually appeal to. But before anyone says that I'm biased and whatnot because of the character who I think wins, do keep in mind that whoever I do think wins is based purely on factual evidence and not my personal bias. People make the claims that I'm the ultimate Goku wanker simply because I built my channel off of Dragon Ball, when I continuously push against outer metas and say he loses to other characters like Superman and Kratos, and so on. I've also been called a Goku hater.
Nah, I mean, I understand, because I've been called a Naruto hater for so long. I've been called a Naruto hater, and that's not the case. I don't hate Naruto. Nah. But to say that somebody's a absolute, you know... Okay, hear me out, right? I confused Officially Divine with Toaster XD. I confused the two with each other because they do similar stuff. So I'm over here thinking that I'm reacting to Officially Divine, but I'm reacting to Toaster, which is hilarious. I forgot, somebody told me that one of them were like a Goku fanboy who says that, oh yeah, these characters are straight outer, this, that, and the third. Listen, In no shape or form is this man Goku outer. He's not outer. He's not. All right. If he beats Toribot, we could officially say that he is.
Hater, believe it or not, because of said takes I've had on those specific matchups. My point being that no, I am not biased. I am being genuinely honest, and without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get to it.
Yhwach scaling is a little complicated, and
I'm also saying, like, I did react to Saitama versus Gojo, and when the only part that got me fucked up, excuse my language, the only part that got me messed up was the zero punches thing. I did not understand that. I struggled so much with that.
Far more contentious, as he mostly scales above other characters who are able to perform feats that Yhwach, as I mentioned, should scale massively above. So we'll start with him. Remy, the quote-unquote most powerful Stern Ritter, performed a feat using his ability to generate an expansive outer space. This created space was depicted to contain a galaxy, indicating that if Gremmy indeed created the outer space, the galaxy would be a part of it. Some individuals opt to dispute this by suggesting that he merely opened a portal to outer space, which is factually incorrect. Even in the light novels, it is explicitly stated that Gremmy created the outer space depicted in the panel, including the galaxy mentioned earlier. Gremmy possesses the power to transform any imagination into actuality, a type of manipulation known as subjective reality manipulation. Therefore, the concept of him creating an outer space that encompasses galaxies is within the realm of possibility. It's also worth noting that Ichigo surpasses Gremmy in power, and by extension, Yhwach scales to this. Yhwach's power can also be interpreted as being at a 4-dimensional or universal plus scale, based on the concept of the Hyogoku being a hyperspace. A hyperspace is defined as a dimensional realm with more than 3 dimensions.
So far, Yhwach is, as he said, is universal. But what makes him dangerous is not his powers, it's the hacks that come with it. It's the hacks that come with his power. Like, I feel like this, right? You put Yhwach in the Dragon Ball verse, we see what Moro could do against people who are stronger than him. Like, at first, Goku and Vegeta were stronger than him. But because he had a broken ability, and he's relative. Old Moro was relative to Goku and Vegeta at a point, right? But because they're similar in power and he has hacks, it worked perfectly for him. Now you put Yhwach in that verse with his hacks working perfectly fine. He is a problem. He is a problem for the mortals, not for the gods, but for the mortals. Now, later on, you meet Black Frieza, probably not, but, you know.
Mentions. This suggests that going by the spatial or temporal characteristics of said dimension, or the Hyogoku, it would have to exist in the 4th dimension, or be 4-dimensional. Ichigo has the capabilities of completely obliterating this realm, which implies that Ichigo himself would possess 40 or universal plus attributes as well, which Yhwach, by extension, would also scale to.
But their first encounter, right? Yhwach mopped the floor with him. He mopped the floor with Ichigo. We all saw it. We saw it. Bro, you saw, okay. Toji versus Gojo. You see how badly Toji at first whooped Gojo's ass? Even though Gojo had red, blue, and purple Endoman expansion, he had all of those. Right? Their first encounter, Toji whooped his ass bad. Left the X on his body. And I'm not talking about X-Men. Listen.
Skeptics of this movie's credibility and importance will find reassurance in the manga, where it is explained that the movie storyline is an addition to the series. However, I'm going to note that this insight originates from a light novel in the Bleach series, which basically what I'm saying is that it can be concluded that Yhwach attains a universal status by transcending Ichigo. In terms of destructive capabilities, no one in the series trumps Yhwach after beating the grave and declaring his death as useless in the face of his power. Yhwach, to put it bluntly, throws a fit and was going to make the realms lose their forms and consume them into one stopping life and death. Many people will question this feat, asserting that he is incapable of destroying these realms, but Yhwach, being this powerful, is backed many times via 13 Blades, for example, where he's pretty much said to be the destroyer of all things, and is stated to be capable of wiping out things like the Gargantua, which is stated to be infinite in its size. So the idea...
He sounds like a type of god of destruction. Like, I'm using this in Dragon Ball terms. Basically, Yhwach is a type of god of destruction type of build. We're not saying where he ranks in terms of that, but we're gonna say like he's a type of god of destruction based off his powers. Like he could be like a god of destruction. We ain't saying that he could beat Beerus or Champa just because he is one. We're saying that he could be like in that tier of power.
The idea that Yhwach can do away with these realms is supported, and his capacity for destruction is scary to say the least. For speed, Commando Arc Ichigo was able to avoid Zero, the Zero within the databook being described as a beam of light, which Ichigo effortlessly evaded. A beam of light within a fictional sense and in scaling would be the speed of light. Even Ulquiorra's ability, which this attack could possibly be 100 times more powerful than the Zero, according to Kisuke, the second resurrection Ulquiorra functions as a makeshift Bankai, granting it a multiplication factor of 100, putting it very concretely into the FTL plus ranges at a low ball. When discussing Yhwach's power, many things are a topic of interest like his speed or durability, but the one thing that makes Yhwach as a combatant virtually unstoppable is what everyone knows him for, the Almighty. The Almighty, as stated within chapter 609 of the Bleach manga, is the ability to see all things into the distant future, along with all powers that come against him, turn to his side, and are unable to harm him. This fact by itself makes the Almighty a difficult ability to fight against.
Basically, he has his own personal canon event monitor where, like, he could see if he's gonna lose or win, right? So because he could see if he's gonna lose or if he's gonna win, he's just gonna do stuff to make it where he wins. But I guess in this canon event, he don't win, so because he's not the main character.
This is further reiterated when Yhwach says that comprehending or creating countermeasures against his ability is impossible, and efforts to do so will prove futile. This is further proven by the fact that Ichibe's power that is stated to be able to take and give names, and give value in names, takes Yhwach's and makes him equal to an ant. But upon activating the Almighty, if taken literally, arguably takes his identity back, showing that the Almighty trumps the power of even Ichibe, who, with his squad, scale above the entire Gotei 13. But this isn't all to Yhwach's Almighty. In chapter 678, Yhwach explains that the Almighty can not only see into the future, but also alter it.
Okay, so I had this thing. I'm not entirely sure if I'm correct. Okay, so Mongetsu is Yhwach, right? Like, he's a young Yhwach, right? Right? Okay, so remember when Ichigo had a full brain, right? Like the early stages where he just had like a cloak. That looks exactly like this. So
this is shown when Ichigo attempts to use Bankai, and Yhwach destroys his Bankai, and explains that he already broke Tensa's Zangetsu in the future. This shows beyond a shadow of a doubt that Yhwach can see into the distant future and eliminate problems or anything that may oppose him before they even have the chance to act, making the Almighty one of the most powerful abilities in shonen manga to date. While the scale we went over for Yhwach would mean that he's pretty concretely stronger than at least Z, as we don't really see anything on par with Yhwach's AP really until the Buu saga, which, in the anime version where Kid Buu is shown tearing apart galaxies, this particular scene ignites debates among fans regarding Kid Buu's potential to annihilate the entire universe. In the manga, Goku dismisses this notion quite casually by saying Kid Buu would make the universe go poof. Poof meaning over a small period of time, and potentially almost instantly. This might be dismissed by saying Kid Buu spent a millennium destroying things. However, a lot of people tend...
Yeah, but like if that like was an earlier version of Buu, that's probably his power back then. Right now, remember, like he absorbed a whole lot of not universal strong, like universal people. I say universal people. He hasn't absorbed like a lot of strong fighters back then, but now he has, who has the potential to destroy a universe over time. right? Like a Gohan or a Goku or Vegeta or, you know, those people. Cell, if he, like, over a period of time. Not instantly. But according to Goku, he said that Kid Buu could, like, right now, at that moment, during that point in time, he could make the universe go by. Instantly. I don't think he had the firepower. Like, I don't know what attack he would have used, but I don't think he could just destroy the verse, like how Zeno could destroy a universe. You know? Well, actually, Zeno deletes a universe. He doesn't really destroy.
And to forget that Kid Buu just loves destroying things, so it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. In the fight between Vegito, the fused form of Goku, and Vegeta in Majin Buu, who has absorbed Ultimate Gohan, becomes angry and unleashes a Vice Shout scream, or exerting ki in a large portion by screaming. The sheer force of the scream generates shockwaves that begin to rip apart the entire living universe and collapse it with alternate dimensions, with Buhan then concentrating this Vice Shout into a single punch, and then hitting Vegito, to which he simply tanks it and starts bullying Buhan some more. In Super, however, during the Battle of Gods arc, Goku achieves the Super Saiyan God form, which surpasses even a hypothetical Super Saiyan 3 time-skip Vegito. Goku, along with a heavily suppressed God of Destruction, engages in a clash that has the potential to annihilate not only the living universe, but also a vast macrocosm described as being infinite in its size. This macrocosm...
Like, when you see these same scans over and over again, you just know what that person's going to say. It's crazy.
Comprises of a planet as large as the universe, surrounded by a sky so large that it causes heaven to disappear. This would mean that the macrocosm is so vast and so big that it could hold a infinite universe within it, and when you compare it to the entire macrocosm, this living universe becomes so small that it completely disappears just in comparison to the entire macrocosm. During the clash between Goku and Beerus, posing a threat to the existence...
They say that again? Hold on.
This living universe becomes so small that it completely disappears just in comparison to the entire...
Every time I look at this one shot right here, like, I'm thinking about it like this. Okay, so boom. Heaven, this is heaven, but it shows Earth right here. Like, I always thought that this was Earth. So this is the mortal realm. This is hell. This is heaven. So, what the sun, Earth, Daikai's planet. So the Daishinkan's planet. Okay, so this is heaven. This is, you know, where Zeno and them live. This is the sun. This is Earth, right? But how is it like Earth is right here? This the mortal realm. This is like they gotta update this because this is so confusing. Like, the way this is set up is so confusing.
Macrocosm. During the clash between Goku and Beerus, posing a threat to the existence of the entire macrocosm, which encompasses bodies of infinite size, this situation can be looked at as being similar to Yhwach's feat of collapsing worlds. However, unlike the debates and exaggerate...
So, which makes the whole universe tilt this way. Okay, so you could tilt a universe. These people can destroy it thousands of times over. So, like, my thing is this, right? Yhwach fighting Goku, I feel like Goku can beat him. It's just that, well, okay, I'm gonna say this. I feel like Goku can beat him because of his raw power, right? Goku is low complex, multi-universal, right? He's only at best universal plus with hacks, right? His hacks are a problem. He could see all possible futures. He could, what else he could do? I feel like that's his strongest, that's like his best feat. Like, he could see all possible futures. So he probably might sit there and try to, like, what can he really do to Goku though? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what can he actually do? Cut him, take away his abilities. He don't have a Bankai, so you can't really steal it. What's he gonna do? Still Super Saiyan? You can't steal Super Saiyan. Like, it's not like a Bankai. It's not like a Zanpakuto. You can't just steal it from him. What? Like, how is that gonna work?
Claims surrounding Yhwach's power, Goku and Beerus' clash blatantly showed that these infinities are rapidly diminishing. In fact, it is explicitly stated that just a few more punches could result in the complete annihilation of the entire universe, leaving absolutely nothing behind. In addition to strength, speed isn't something Goku is lacking, he has been shown diving past universal-sized bodies in quick succession. Later on in the Buu saga, however, we then see Kid Buu tearing apart galaxies, which at its surface...
And this is what people try to, like, do. They try to downplay Goku's speed. I'm like, how you gonna downplay his speed just because he hasn't shown it? But he's fought people who has done it. Like, let's make that make sense. We could argue this through relevancy. If villain A displays, a type of speed that, Goku doesn't display, right? But he outspeeds him. What does that make Goku? What does that make his speed? Exactly. It's like the same thing with the whole power argument that me and Lelouch had like last year with Luffy versus Krillin, which I don't know how can you even argue Luffy and Krillin. Krillin really doesn't have a lot of feats. He don't got a lot of feats, and it's like you got to use your own personal belief with Krillin, so it's kind of hard to argue with him. Anyway, it's like the whole power argument, and when Vegeta said, okay, if I get stronger, right, if my power goes up, that means that my speed increases as well. And that's backed up by every single transformation inside Dragon Ball Z and Super. Every time somebody got a power boost, their speed went up thousands of times over. Quadruple of times over, right? That's how it works. Oh shit.
This level might not even cross your mind as a speed feat. However, despite the possibility of destruction occurring over a span of 1,000 years, it would still result in billions of times the speed of light. This feat can even be looked at as even more impressive when you consider the vast size of a galaxy, which typically spans over 100,000 light years and has an enormous volume, where even our current estimates of the Milky Way size, or the galaxy we reside in size, is always proven to be inadequate, and far smaller than it actually is. And this level of power is still infinitely slower than feats that get reached in Dragon Ball Super, where if you actively scale Dragon Ball, you'd understand the sheer gap in power between Z and Super, with Goku absorbing his massively beyond universal feats into Super Saiyan 1, and pretty much just being able to now do that macrocosm destroying feat in base Super Saiyan, simply because his body learned from the experience. Where he then surpasses this power in base several times, and is then able to go into his forms once again, and multiply his stats after this God Amp. Eventually, he even rivals the God of Destruction in terms of power. In fact, Beerus, while suppressed, is shown traveling from his planet across the universe within a few seconds, which in itself is very impressive. Goku achieved this level of power through his intense training, including his fight with Jiren, a being who is considered to be above the gods of destruction, which includes Beerus. While it is
No, I disagree with that. It does not include Beerus. It's a God of Destruction. It didn't say which God of Destruction. It just said God of Destruction. It could have been Belmont. It could have been literally anybody. It didn't say all of them. That would make Jiren stronger than Beerus. No, that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, that's not really backed up by anything when it pertains to Beerus or Champa or Jin or any of that. We don't know how strong they actually are. And if we're saying that Jiren is stronger than Beerus, right? That means that at that point in time, MUI Goku is stronger than Beerus, and he's not. He's not stronger than Beerus. So, and we saw a good example. I'm gonna argue this through relevancy. When Vegeta, with Ultra Ego, with Spirit Fission, with Spirit Control, all those amps that he got, Beerus literally one-shots him. And Vegeta at that point in time is exactly as strong as Goku. So we can't even say Jiren is stronger than Beerus. No.
Possible that the gods of destruction may have grown stronger since Goku's initial battles with Jiren. At the time of these feats, he was undoubtedly stronger than them. At least while in MUI. This fact immediately dismisses even some of the harshest...
Can't even say that because Beerus doesn't train at all. At all.
...doubters when it comes to Goku being able to actually perform his multiversal feats in Battle of Gods, where some people make the ridiculous claim that it was mostly Beerus, yet can never prove it. Not that it would necessarily matter, since Goku by the end of Super, in the anime at least, has surpassed Jiren, who is stronger than Beerus. So this argument is...
He's not stronger than Beerus, bro. He's not stronger than Beerus. You can't even say Goku at that time was stronger than Beerus. No.
Pretty pointless. Now, this is where it can get pretty tricky. Now, first off, just going by pure stats, Goku blitzes. Obviously, he has a massive advantage both AP-wise and speed-wise, and just in everything in general aside from hacks. And because of the massive difference in speed, we could just say Goku blitzes and uses Existence Erasure Hakai, to which the argument that Yhwach can simply alter his death like he did against Ichigo is debatable, as Hakai is Existence Erasure on the most fundamental level. And you might just be able to say that Yhwach can't change this because of how quick it occurs. Some people might even argue that the Almighty might not even work on Goku to begin with, as we see several times within Dragon Ball that any hacks ever thrown at someone who is stronger don't work. We see this...
Hey, see. Listen! What did I've been trying to tell people this for a long... And now people are finally learning that for Dragon Ball characters, right? Even if you did a neutral setting for both these characters, if your hacks could possibly work on me, so does mine. And that my hack would be, if I'm stronger than you, your hack doesn't work. That's what I've been trying to get to, that's what I've been trying to tell people for the longest time. Like, okay, you have those possible abilities, right? Those hacks, right? Their hacks is, if I'm stronger than you, your hacks will not really work on me. And then I'm going to proceed to whoop your ass. Simple. Right? That's how it works. And that's what people are not comprehending. Like, I have thousands of comments of people saying, oh, no, that's not how it... Yes, it does. That's exactly how it works. Like, what makes you think that because we're in a neutral zone, your hacks could work, but mine can't? That doesn't even make sense. Then we're not in a neutral zone at all. That's just how it is. And people don't like to... They don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear that.
This from Buhan, for example, where Vegeta was turned into a literal...
I've said this. I know what you want to say. I've said this multiple times. Vegeta proceeds to beat his ass despite... And I explained this in like 2 or 3 videos ago. This whole exact situation. I explained this.
Candy Ball, and is still able to solo all of One Punch Man. Or when Hit is using his time skip against Goku in both the Universe 6 tournament, and kind of using a amplified version of that in Hit vs. Goku 2, where Goku just blatantly stated that any of Hit's abilities simply won't affect him because he's just that much stronger. You might even be able to imagine a scenario where Yhwach looks into all the possible futures
and sees that Goku will beat his ass no matter fucking what. What I've been trying to tell people for the longest time.
Looking for one to choose, but in each and every one of them, he just gets packed up by Goku. Not that he would even be able to use the Almighty, as Goku would just simply blitz him before he'd even get the chance to. Of course, this would be a bloodlusted Goku, as we typically don't bring in character traits into versus battles, as this is power scaling. You might even be able to support the notion that the Almighty wouldn't work on Goku by saying that power overpowers hacks, as I mentioned prior. And it could just be consistently used if you consider the times in Bleach where a similar rule applies, where if you're simply stronger, then you can just negate their abilities using verse equalization. And if we say that Ki equals spiritual energy, then Goku would slam with absolutely no difficulty. However, this is not taking into account composite Yhwach, where this debate can get pretty ridiculous. I wanted to cover...
Now, composite Yhwach is a different story. Now, I feel like that's not even fair. But, you know, it is what it is.
For composite Yhwach in a future video. If you're not sure what composite Yhwach is, it's basically just Yhwach with all the abilities of the Stormriders, where this fight literally cannot go in Goku's favor in that case. But because we're not using composite Yhwach for this specific matchup, then yes, Goku wins. So there you go. I told you who I think wins. Now get off my fucking ass.
Yeah, so that does it for, you know, that. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, Goku slams Yhwach easily, and Spin Boy Sue, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
Now New Orleans, got the pack from New Orleans. They snoring, we scoring. I'm high, I'm soaring. My clothes, they foreign. My girl, she gorgeous. The clout, enormous. The winds, we hoarding them. The gas, I'm flooring it. My foot on the pedal, I'm going for extra. Rappers, the niggas, they not in my sector. Sharp as a nigga, I feel like a vector. Time is gon' pass, I get paid by the second. $1 or less, I cannot accept it. I flip the pack and return my investment. Fully the best in that bin, I contested. I ain't no freshman, I'm a veteran. I just